Imagine a world where two giants, the United States and China, face off in a high-stakes showdown that could reshape global power. What if tensions over trade, technology, and territory explode into conflict? Curious which nations would back the US fully in 2025? You might be surprised by the top pick. Stay tuned till the end to find out. Hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more insights on world affairs. Now, let's dive into the reasons behind US-China strains. It started with trade wars in 2018, where the US imposed tariffs on Chinese goods to fight unfair practices like intellectual property theft. By 2025, issues escalated with China's claims in the South China Sea, threatening allies' shipping routes. Taiwan remains a flashpoint. China sees it as its territory, but the US pledges defense aid, risking war if invaded. Tech rivalry, like bans on Huawei, adds fuel, as does military buildup. Both sides arm up, with the US forming alliances to counter China's rise. These factors could lead to direct clashes, pulling in supporters. Watch to see who stands firm with America. Number 10. Vietnam. Vietnam stands as a key supporter of the United States against China in 2025, driven by shared concerns over territorial disputes in the South China Sea. Once enemies during the Vietnam War, the two nations have built a strong partnership since normalizing relations in 1995. By 2025, Vietnam views the US as a vital ally to balance China's growing influence. Reasons include China's aggressive actions, like building artificial islands and harassing Vietnamese fishing boats, which threaten Vietnam's economy and sovereignty. The US provides military aid, training, and equipment to strengthen Vietnam's defenses. In 2023, they upgraded to a comprehensive strategic partnership, focusing on security cooperation. If a US-China war erupts over Taiwan or sea routes, Vietnam would likely offer bases or intelligence support, as it benefits from US-led freedom of navigation operations that keep trade lanes open. Public opinion in Vietnam favors the US, with polls showing over 70% positive views due to economic ties. US trade reached $100 billion in 2024. Vietnam's military, with US-supplied ships, is ready to join coalitions like Quad Plus talks. This support stems from historical mistrust of China, including the 1979 border war. Overall, Vietnam's backing ensures a united front in Southeast Asia against Chinese expansion. Number 9. United Kingdom. The United Kingdom fully supports the United States against China in 2025, rooted in deep historical and security ties. As part of the Five Eyes Intelligence Alliance and AUKUS Pact since 2021, the UK shares critical information and technology with the US to counter threats. Reasons for this stance include China's human rights issues, like in Hong Kong, which violate the 1997 handover agreement the UK helped craft. In a potential war, the UK would provide naval support, submarines, and bases, as seen in joint exercises in the Pacific. By 2025, AUKUS advances nuclear-powered subs for Australia, but the UK benefits too, enhancing deterrence against China's fleet. Trade tensions matter. The UK banned Huawei in 2020 over spying fears, aligning with US policies. Public support is high, with 60% of Brits viewing China unfavorably in polls due to COVID origins debates and economic coercion. If conflict arises over Taiwan, the UK pledges to uphold international law, as stated in 2024 G7 meetings. This partnership dates to World War II, making the UK a reliable ally in global stability efforts. Number 8. Canada. Canada offers full support to the United States against China in 2025, based on close neighborly bonds and shared values. As a Five Eyes member, Canada collaborates on intelligence to monitor Chinese activities, like cyber threats. Reasons include China's detention of Canadians in 2018 amid Huawei disputes, sparking distrust. In a US-China war, Canada would contribute forces, as in past coalitions, providing Arctic routes or Pacific patrols. By 2025, Canada boosts defense spending to 2% of GDP under NATO pressure, focusing on Indo-Pacific strategy to counter China. Trade is key. Canada faces Chinese tariffs on goods like canola, pushing it toward US alliances. Public views favor the US, with 75% seeing China as a threat in 2024 surveys. If Taiwan is invaded, Canada supports US arms sales and sanctions, upholding democracy. This alliance stems from NORAD Defense Pact since 1957, ensuring joint responses. Canada's backing strengthens North American unity against Chinese influence. Number 7. India. India provides strong support to the United States against China in 2025, fueled by border disputes and strategic rivalry. The 2020 Galwan clash killed troops, heightening tensions along the Himalayan line. As Quad members since 2007, revived in 2017, India and the U.S. conduct joint drills to balance China. Reasons include China's Belt and Road projects encircling India, threatening its influence. In a war scenario, India could block Chinese supply lines through the Indian Ocean. By 2025, U.S.-India trade hits $200 billion, with tech deals like semiconductor plants reducing China dependence. Public sentiment is anti-China, with 80% unfavorable views after border issues. If conflict over Taiwan spreads, India offers logistics support, as in 2024 Malabar exercises. This partnership grew from 2008 nuclear deal, focusing on democracy and rule-based order. India's military, the world's fourth largest, adds muscle to U.S. efforts. Number 6. Philippines. The Philippines fully backs the United States against China in 2025 due to direct clashes in the South China Sea. China's 2016 island building ignored a UN ruling favoring Manila, leading to ship rammings. Under the 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty, the U.S. pledges aid if attacked. Reasons include protecting fishing grounds vital for 1.6 million Filipinos. In war, U.S. bases in the Philippines, reopened in 2023, would launch operations. By 2025, joint patrols increase, with U.S. providing drones and missiles. Public support for the U.S. is 83%, per polls, viewing China as aggressive. If Taiwan falls, it threatens Philippine security. This alliance revived under President Marcos Jr. in 2022 after Duterte's China tilt. The U.S. helps with disaster aid too, building trust. Philippines' location makes it crucial for U.S. strategy. Number 5. South Korea. South Korea extends full support to the United States against China in 2025, grounded in the 1953 Mutual Defense Treaty. With 28,000 U.S. troops stationed there, it serves as a frontline defense. Key reasons include China's backing of North Korea, which poses threats to Seoul. In a potential U.S.-China conflict, South Korea would supply bases for air and naval operations. By 2025, trilateral summits with the U.S. and Japan enhance countermeasures against China, as noted in recent security assessments. Trade with the U.S. reached $180 billion in 2024, shifting away from China due to semiconductor disputes. Public opinion shows 80% favoring the U.S. alliance, amid fears of economic coercion from China. If tensions over Taiwan escalate, risks could extend to the Korean peninsula. This partnership, established after the Korean War, promotes shared democratic values. South Korea's advanced technology supports U.S. supply chains, strengthening joint defenses. Number 4. Australia. Australia provides steadfast support to the United States against China in 2025 under the 1951 ANZUS Treaty and the 2021 AUKUS Agreement. Reasons stem from China's trade restrictions on Australian products like wine in 2020, following inquiries into COVID-19 origins. In a conflict, Australia would offer submarine bases and host U.S. forces in Darwin. By 2025, AUKUS progresses with nuclear-powered submarines, improving deterrence against China's naval expansion. Public surveys indicate 75% view China as a security threat. Should Taiwan be invaded, Australia would participate in navigation patrols. Ties trace back to World War II, including shared Pacific exercises. Australia's mineral resources are vital for U.S. military production. This alliance helps maintain peace in the Indo-Pacific region. Number 3. Taiwan. Taiwan delivers complete backing to the United States against China in 2025, as its security relies on U.S. assistance. China asserts claims over Taiwan, with frequent military incursions. The 1979 Taiwan Relations Act ensures U.S. provision of defensive weapons. Reasons include daily Chinese aircraft violations challenging Taiwan's airspace. In a war, Taiwan would act as the primary battleground, supported by U.S. intelligence and training. By 2025, U.S. aid helps Taiwan increase defense spending to 3.5% of GDP. Over 85% of the public identify as Taiwanese and support U.S. relations. Key industries like TSMC produce chips essential for U.S. technology. Though unofficial, the partnership counters China's unification efforts. Taiwan's democratic system aligns with U.S. principles, fostering strong cooperation. Number 2. Japan. Japan offers strong support to the United States against China in 2025 via the 1960 Security Treaty. Hosting 50,000 U.S. troops, it functions as a major operational center. Reasons involve China's disputes over the Senkaku Islands, leading to naval confrontations. In conflict, Japan permits U.S. bases for offensive actions. By 2025, Japan raises defense budget to 2.5% of GDP, acquiring U.S. missiles and joining exercises. Polls show 90% unfavorable views toward China. Proximity to Taiwan means potential involvement in broader disputes. Relations began post-World War II, enhanced by Quad initiatives. Japan's technological expertise aids U.S. strategies. This collaboration deters regional aggression effectively. Number 1. Israel. Israel ranks first in fully supporting the United States against China in 2025, bolstered by long-standing alliances despite regional priorities. Annual U.S. aid exceeds $4 billion. Reasons include China's alliances with Iran, supplying weapons that threaten Israel. In a U.S.-China war, Israel would share advanced cyber and intelligence capabilities, as demonstrated in joint operations. By 2025, expanded exercises address Pacific threats, amid China's criticism of Israeli actions against Iran. Public support for the U.S. stands at 95%. If conflicts expand, Israel could divert Chinese focus through Middle East pressures. Ties date to 1948 U.S. recognition, with deep intelligence sharing. Israel's innovations enhance U.S. military edges. We explored the top 10 countries backing the U.S. amid rising China tensions. Fascinating, right? Thanks for watching till the end. If you enjoyed, hit like, subscribe for more global updates, and share your thoughts below. Stay informed and safe out there.